everybody, welcome to Tuner Talk. So, it's been a while, you're feeling better.
I'm feeling better.
I'm feeling better.
I heard you had an interesting weekend.
July 4th weekend.
July 4th.
Well, almost July 4th weekend. So, yeah, I've been, I got a call a while back from a guy who said he bought some cars out of storage units.
That's vague, okay.
Yeah, which, you know, I immediately thought of like an episode of Storage Wars.
Yeah.
Right? And he said he got this car in a storage unit from this guy, and I was like, okay. And he goes, I'm trying to get this car appraised because it has a title, but I need to title it my name.
That's building right now.
Right. So, and we get a lot of stuff. Like I'm a certified vehicle appraiser. So
Right. This is
part and parcel.
The story is familiar.
Yeah. So a lot of times insurance companies won't insure cars if the car doesn't have a specific value. The state requires someone to put a value on it if you can't prove the taxes. And in the case of this, where he got it from a storage unit, obviously
it kind of falls here, yeah.
So obviously the customer's name and stuff is strictly off the record, and you'll understand why in a minute. But all customers, they're okay with us showing. And you'll see some video of the car. We did a walk around and some video of the car, which he was totally cool with, but didn't want to be mentioned. So turns out it's one of the missing Fast and Furious cars from the second movie. So a few of the cars are known, are in collections. One of the slide car that was used in the scene where where he races 4 minutes. You got 4 minutes kind of thing.
Yeah.
That car is known. It's in a collection. I saw it in Vegas a while back.
What cars went missing? I didn't know any cars went missing.
So, Craig Lieberman, one of the guys that worked on those movies, was the guy behind all those cars. Has been making videos lately about a lot of these. So, the cars went missing. Like cars that were sold at auction back in the day. They don't really do that too much now.
But like post-production.
Craig was involved in the first two movies.
Yeah.
So what happens is the cars got sold, and like what happens a lot of times, it's sold to private sellers. No one says anything, and they vanish.
They fall into obscurity.
Right, they vanish.
Yeah.
And you accidentally see them in some, West Minnesota
random farm.
Yeah. So we flew out. So I talked to the guy, and he's like, we need to get an appraised value on this vehicle and everything. And I'm like, well, can you send me some information so I can do some research ahead of time? Because I know what a Skyline's worth.
Yeah.
But
if it were a regular Skyline.
If it were a regular Skyline, but it's a movie car. It's
there's some additional.
A 308 GTSI Ferrari is worth what it's worth, but if Magnum PI drove it, it's a different story.
So is this the silver and blue?
Yeah. So this is. So there were 6, according to what Craig was saying, there was 6 cars. And,
for
and there's
filming.
a hero car, and then all these other cars, and they're all
cars.
And they were, contrary to popular belief, they're all real GTRs. They're not.
Oh, they didn't use like GTSs.
They didn't use GTTs and modify them. They're all real GTRs.
Yeah.
So I said, send me some information and let me do some research. And I put my feelers out and asked around and found out from what to look for.
And you're the right guy to ask.
And I'm the right guy to look for. He talked to 5 different people, and everybody gave him my phone number. Not bragging, but it's kind of.
Well, no, it's just
I'm a geek for this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, so he says, look, I need you to come up and do this because I only have so much time to get this car titled from when I own it. I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? He says, well, when can you come up? I'm like, well, when do you need me to come up? He's like, well, can you fly up the 2nd of July? I'm like, well, 4th of July weekend, I have plans for the weekend, right? I'm going with friends and stuff.
But where was this? What state was this in?
Washington State.
Oh, so the other side of the country, as far as we're concerned.
As far as you can go, short of Alaska.
It's short of Alaska.
Right? And had to fly into Oregon,
and then
Portland, and then they came and got me.
Oh, okay.
And what was funny was, so we did the research. He sent me some telltale signs, and you'll see stuff in the video that the car was labeled and marked, and what car it was used in,
like
the movie,
during
what scene it was for. There's labels that they put on these cars. We had Rob in here, who owns the Evo from the same movie.
Yeah.
The hero car, though.
Yeah.
And it's all the same. Like the stickers, there's a number and it says hero or whatever it says. And anyway, so we found out that it's the car that does the bridge jump scene.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's actually a stunt car. It was the stunt team worked on the whole car.
Yeah.
So the all-wheel drive system was disabled. The whole interior is caged. It has like a 1 or 2 gallon fuel cell. And they gutted the interior. So like in the movie, in the hero car, you see Paul Walker in the seat, Sparko seat.
Yeah, it has a nice
And then next to it is 3 nitrous bottles.
Yeah,
so it has the 3 nitrous bottles in there, but no interior. And the whole dash is gone. It's just a big cluster with instrumentation.
And a cage.
And a cage, and no door panels. And then you go and run the VIN number on the car, and you run it through the Japanese to find out what its history is. You find out it's one of very few lightning yellow GTRs that were ever built. And we're talking, low teen numbers.
Wow. And
they bastardized it for the movie.
Oh, man.
That car, so the customer, obviously, he wants to know what the car's worth. And he had very little, he's trying to get provenance in the car and stuff. That we're helping him try to do that stuff too. But, it's a stunt car. Okay.
I almost wonder if it had been worth more unmodified.
Which was part of the conversation we had.
Yeah, because some cars are worth more than movie cars, but this car sounds like it's worth more.
If you restored this car back to its lightning yellow original GTR, now the motor's in there, it's stock, it runs. Car drives.
But the interior bits.
But the interior's gone, and you go find a dash for a GTR, you're basically going to go buy some shell or something, or very expensive parts.
Take parts off of it, yeah.
It's all there. I mean, it's all there. You're dealing with very rare graphics that were done by a company out in California, Modern Images.
I guess the car wasn't hurt in the scene in shooting.
No, I mean the car.
So it still functions.
I mean, if you'll see a clip in our video when this is all done of the scene that it's in.
Yeah.
But it didn't jump a bridge. Okay.
It's not that super.
It's all in camera angles and edit. The car was probably 2 foot off the ground and landed.
Okay.
The shock absorbers on the car were modified, and the car was built to take it.
Yeah.
And it's movie magic. Okay.
Yeah,
It's angles and.
So the car didn't get beat up. Really.
No, the car's fine. The car's probably had more damage since it's been in storage from people there's a crack and it's got some body damage. But literally, the car is a snap to restore it to the movie condition, which I think would be the way to go. Would be to just fix it, redo the graphics.
It's already most of the way there. Yeah.
Yeah. Get a few of the missing pieces and just leave it a race car. Just paint the interior black and just make it
like the hero.
Clean it up. Yeah. Clean it up. Like refresh it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
To what it is, because it is what it is. It is not.
It'd be too much work to try and make it stock again. So
no, and and I said, like I said to the guy, I says, Paul Walker probably never sat in this thing.
Yeah.
It's not like, this is, you can't, provenance is all about matching something. We know what car it is.
Yeah.
We know where it falls into the film.
For the right buyer, that might not matter though.
Right, and he paid
it's very car.
He paid very little for the car.
Like less than.
They can't talk numbers, but yeah, but very little.
Like less than it would be to just buy a regular.
Like less than you could probably buy a 32 GTST for.
See, I've heard those deals are out there. Like ex-movie cars selling super cheap.
It was right place, right time situation for him. But I mean, in its current condition, the value is substantially more.
Yeah.
And if he were to go the distance and get the provenance on the vehicle and we get everything together through the studio and everything to say this is what the car actually is, it's worth a lot of money. I think Fast and Furious, getting back to the core of the thing, it's still one of those movies that takes a car, and even if we want to joke and say, we really don't have a Dodge Charger jumping icebergs and jumping submarines and stuff, and it's got rocket engines and everything, okay. But it's still just not a stock car going down the road.
No,
And it's interesting because it's not done like the Need for Speed movies where it's all the same car with some plastic shell on top of it to look like a Koenig.
Something else, yeah.
But it was interesting to go out there. It was really cool to see the car. I know the next question is going to be, and no, I don't think he's looking to sell it. But his...
Wait, did he ask you to appraise it so you could kind of...
So what we wound up doing is we wound up working out a deal. I said, look, I'm going to appraise it for what it is now, because that's what you do.
Right.
But if you want help, I'll put you together with some people. Let's get the provenance together. Let's restore it. Well, not let's like it's me, but hey, let him restore it.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
And then it's going to be worth a bunch more money. And then I'll come back out. I told myself I'll come up for free and I'll reappraise it for you. Because I think the car is probably, if it has the provenance, which is attainable, and if it and it's restored to its movie condition, like when it was in the movie, and you just made it nice, like it's a $200,000+ car. You know,
which sounds like 10 times what he spent on it to get it.
Yeah, but I mean, but think about what an R34 GTR. Just a regular one is worth now.
That's true.
So it's not. It's got. Hey, this is cool. This car was brought over here.
But it's not unattainable. It's not like.
No, it's not $1 million thing. But the thing about it is, what was funny is the guy has some other cool cars. He had a really nice, like first gen Viper, white. It was a really nice car. But what's funny is in the conversation, you know, I went and did this when we went and had lunch, and we talked about it. What's funny is he's like, you know, in some ways I just don't want to have this. I'd rather just have a GTR I could drive. And I said, he goes, and I laughed. It was funny because he's like, I just like the one I could just drive around. I'm like, got one of these cars, you just don't drive them. Because people will follow you into parking lots. They'll follow you into your wedding. And
let alone a movie.
Right, let alone you're driving that. So I'm telling you right now, if you don't like attention,
you don't want
time to sell this car.
You don't want this car.
You know, but you'll see some video clips of the walk around and stuff like that in this video when it's all done. But yeah,
that's awesome.
Next time you got to go on one of these trips.
I'm down, man. Let me know.
All right. Well, guys, see you next week.